This video is about Rush Limbaugh in a program he had on the LRA concerning Africa. In an interview, maybe not an interview, about a young woman who was a prisoner, a slave to the LRA, and her debate, with Rush Limbaugh. I can only play part of it because of copyright. Afterwards, I'll have a lot to say. Sorry about the poor quality of the movie maker on this poor quality cam. I do plan on doing something about this. I'm just trying to figure out what. But anyway, I will be doing something about it. In the meantime, please have patience with me. Thank you.
Action out of this, so to let the world know that sometimes what we hear without getting the background of it, sometimes it's not true.
Start with a breaking story out of Turkey. The development still coming into us. A 7.3 magnitude earthquake. A major earthquake has hit.
On set and fight, everyone. Supercharge your business with a Verizon 4G LTE mobile.
I'm sorry about the delay. Like I said, I'm having technical difficulties here.
Mobile hotspot. Now you can connect with 5 Wi-Fi.
And they have commercials on videos now for their sponsors, so that they can afford their sponsors. I love it.
Mobile hotspot from $49.99. Verizon has the largest
And I have
selection of
Verizon. I have
4G
AT&T, by the way.
all on America's fastest and most reliable 4G network.
Okay. This is ex-slave takes on Rush Limbaugh.
A survivor of a
And they are having
brutal
problems.
abduction by a violent African army is speaking out because of conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh. On his program, Limbaugh criticized President Obama for sending 100 troops to help bring down Joseph Kony and his Lord's Resistance Army. Well, Limbaugh defended the LRA, saying they are, quote, Christians, and accused Obama of sending troops to wipe out Christians in Uganda. Evelyn Apoko says she knows what the LRA is capable of, and tonight she explained why she could not simply ignore Limbaugh's comments. Apoko lost part of her face in an explosion that struck while the Lord's Resistance Army enslaved her. Actually, it made me upset a lot. I get very angry and I would don't want to talk.
Okay. I guess I'd be angry too. Now that you've been very patient with my technical difficulties. Thank you very much. Oh, I know that Rush Limbaugh is a shock jock. And I don't know what his deal is with this Christian thing. The LRA is supposed to be a Christian group who goes through Uganda and that, and has committed genocide. I mean, completely. Has gone through villages and made them extinct. They wiped out total villages. Now, I want you to think, in a village of, say, 50, That's all they've ever been, generational. These LRA have gone in, they've raped women, killed pregnant women, taken out the elderly, the men, taken 11-year-old boys, have raped them and killed them. And what they didn't rape and kill, they've used as what? Their army. They've taken 2-month-old baby girls to 12-year-old girls, and they've used them for prostitution and slavery. They have sold them to Thailand and Taiwan and all over the world for prostitution. These people are Christians. You are kidding me, Rush Limbaugh. Can you hear me now? They have a telephone commercial before that. Can you hear me now? This has been going on for so long that it's bigger than the Holocaust from World War II, Nazi War, Germany. That is true. That's how many people have died. Actually, more than that. What are we doing? We are sitting back and we are watching this. Would we have sat back during World War II knowingly known that there were millions of people being killed, starved to death in some of the camps, being beaten, raped, used as medical science projects, and would we had allowed it, while others were sent to death camps and mowed down with bullets, starved to death, and then some of them were put into the ovens? Would we have knowingly allowed it? We better think about this. Would we have knowingly allowed it? I hope to God not. And if you don't believe in a God, that's fine. I mean, you can be an atheist and have a heart for the love of God. Married to a Jewish atheist. Jew by blood. I am totally appalled by some of, I've been reading through some other articles. A friend of mine sent me to read through about Uganda and some of the other locations in Africa, and some of the comments that were made about those regions were so barbaric and so ugly that I do not know how, and they were left on YouTube, by the way. I do not know how they were not thrown out, and that these people were not completely thrown out and never allowed back on the internet again. That's how ugly the comments were. I will say this. What will I say? What can I say? 100 troops. So President Obama, I believe what his thing is with 100 troops is going to go over there, and what's ever left of the LRA, I hear that it has shrunk down quite a bit, and that the 100 troops are going to be able to go in there and slaughter what's left. That is their mission, is to go over and slaughter what is left. I hope they can do that. I hope they can. And, to be quite frank, I think they need to go over there, with mercenaries. Mercenaries are more accurate. Nothing against our troops. I think we should save our troops for home. I think we need to send mercenaries over who are very big and mean and let them do their jobs. Do I have any feeling for these quote-unquote Christians? They're not Christians. Of course, Christianity, and this can happen with any group. I mean, it's been, religion itself has been around for, since the beginning of worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars, and whatever else people could believe in, the rock. They've always needed something to lean back on because they needed something to identify with. Because this is what we're really talking about. So now they identify with a 2-month-old girl and raping her. This is what we're talking about here. And then, of course, genocide. Now, I understand why Americans do not want to send over, any more people to get involved in any more wars. I don't want to go back over the Middle East. Personally, I think they all suck. I personally don't want to get involved in Iraq anymore. I think we could have done that with mercenaries. I think we could have done all of the Middle East with mercenaries for what was involved. It's terrorist. Terrorism is always going to be around, guys. Always. Those motherfuckers aren't going to commit genocide. They just go in, they plant bombs, and they take down buildings. 3,000 to 4,000 to 5,000 people at a time. These sons of bitches go in and they make a whole damn people extinct at a time. I always wanted to go to Africa. I sponsor a child in Uganda and have for a long time, and every day I hope that she is okay and her parents, and according to the mission there, her village is fine. But you know what? We as people have got to hold together. What is wrong with us? And by the way, I feed our people too. Food banks. I give. I've raised my own. What have we done? What have we done? We have got to get it together. We clean up our own shit. Remember what I was saying? We have to stand by each other because of Wall Street. We have to get rid of these banks. We have to stick together. But we do not allow filth like the LRA. That's filth. We don't allow terrorism to blackmail us. That's blackmail. I mean, you don't like capitalism. Then get out of our schools. Most of those mofos went to our schools, folks. They didn't hide in caves. Most of those mofos still walk amongst us, and they speak good English, and they were raised and born here. Think. And some of them aren't, Arab. I mean, we have got to start thinking what terrorism is. We have got to start thinking about what the hell are we doing allowing genocide? And would we have allowed it in World War II? And I don't want to hear from any you know who you are. Because I don't believe that you have the First Amendment right. I will take your First Amendment right away immediately. The minute I hear that these people need to die because of their color, your comments will disappear. That's all I gotta say.